gosh, I knew this was going to be a big chapter because there was a countdown to it with some character silhouettes, but I had no idea it was going to be this big of a reveal. And I thought seeing Sanji and co was big enough. Anyway, back in Dressrosa, let me just get rid of the formalities. Back in Dressrosa, Fujitora throws a dice, it lands in a 1. He's like, I'm not going to go and take Straw Hat and Law because plot purposes, convenience. There's a very short scene with King Riku and Rebecca, and he's like, hey, if I become king, are you ready to become the princess? And she's kind of shocked, so I'm guessing there's going to be like she's going to have like a Vivi moment of deciding whether or not she wants to, actually take up that position and then just say goodbye to the Straw Hats. Crying, even though that's basically all she does. My favorite part of that page is definitely when you see the Coliseum fighters and Baby 5 is leaning up against Sai, and then you have Hakuba tied up with some chains, ready to break the hell out. Anyway, we go to Sanji and co. We don't know what island they're at. It may be Zou or it may be Wano. We don't know. We don't know much about the island except it has like very, very wild vegetation and there's like a water eruption. And I'm guessing that eruption is, it happens every so often, which is a complete inconvenience if you happen to be a Devil Fruit user. Everybody in the Sanji pirates, they're wearing new outfits, like Chopper even has like a football helmet on. So the volcano erupts water and it's up to Nami to save Brook and Momonosuke. And I really like how Oda reintroduced the characters with like, within a funny context. Because each of these characters have their quirks and gags. So in Nami's case, it's like the classic angry Nami face when she's like, damn you Devil Fruit users. Brook blocks an attack from Sheephead Sama with his ice sword, and then Sanji comes in from behind saying, oh, just keep doing what you're doing, I'm coming in, Brook. And he hits him with a Diablo Molten Shuttle. So he hits him right here like that, and it's a KO. And one of the things that I like about Sanji being head of group is that he really gets to shine, because ever since they entered the New World, he hasn't done much, and when he has fought, he hasn't really been, winning the fights. So it's a good thing that Oda kind of, sort of like made him temporary leader. Because aside from Caesar, if he's not manipulating gas and taking away your oxygen, Sanji is the strongest there. Right now, so it's giving him a little bit of a spotlight, which is good because he rarely gets to have it, and it's good. I mean, that attack looked badass. Here's the thing, though, that Sheephead Sama guy to me reminded me a lot of Frankie, but then eventually we find out that these dudes, at least the Sheephead Sama, based on his belt, is working under Kaido, because he has Kaido's Jolly Roger. And if you look at one of the previous chapters when we see Drake, he has the exact same Jolly Roger on like that headband that goes across his eye. So it's Sheephead Sama, that very nice looking chick, and then 3 other dudes. And they're looking for a samurai. I'm assuming it's Momonosuke, and because Momonosuke is in his dragon form, they don't know it's him. Granted, it could be another samurai, but Momonosuke is directly connected with the smile and all that stuff, so it makes more sense if it's him. There's a girl there as well who either has like a fox face or a dog face. So I can't wait to see what happens with that, and I'm just really glad that we get to see these characters again. But the biggest thing is like this dude that comes crashing down from up above and lands in the kid base, causing this huge ass explosion. By the way, who would have thought that Rogue was actually just floating on top of the kid base all this time on an island, by the way, that looks to be supported by balloons. Rogue basically got spared in this chapter because he uses his power to try and push the guy off of the island, when we all know if the guy had wanted to, he could have ripped Rogue a new asshole. He's 10,000 meters up in the sky, and he just jumps off of the island casually. By the way, I don't know how he got up there. Maybe he just jumped casually too, and that's where he ended up. The kid is so pissed, it's not even fun. Like, the fall destroyed one of his ships, and he's definitely gonna pick a fight. He's gonna pick a fight because it's Kid, and he's gonna learn a well-deserved lesson. He's thinking he could go up against Shanks. That's why Oda has Kaido here, to teach Kid a lesson, to get him some spanking. I think after Kaido gets done with this group, Apu is gonna have to learn how to play the trumpet through his asshole. Either that, or they end up like Drake and Kaido recruits them. Except, Kid's personality is way too explosive. Like, he gets pissed off very easily, so I don't think he's just willing to cooperate with a guy that just busted one of his ships. This makes for one of the best character introductions in One Piece by far. I did not expect that guy to be Kaido. If you expected that guy to be Kaido, you're lying. Usually when you think of a Yonko, when you think of an emperor, you picture them, I picture them in an island, sitting along with their crew. So if something goes down, their crew is there with them so that, they can fight. alongside their crew. Kaido is a whole different animal. He's going around solo, jumping off islands that are 10,000 meters up. He wants to die. His design with horns and stuff reminds me a lot of like oars and those types of giants. He has a huge freaking scar near his abdomen, so that's one hell of a story. I want to find out how he got that scar. Anyway, the big thing here is that it seems like he's immortal, and I don't know if it's because maybe somebody who had the Opi Opi no Mi before Law performed that surgery of immortality on him, and that's why he can't die, and that's why Doflamingo knows about the Opi Opi no Mi secret. He crash lands on Kid's base, but the thing here is that we don't know if he knew there was a piece of land below him. Like maybe he jumped off thinking that he was going to land in the ocean. And the narrator, because we do get a narrator in this chapter, really does a good job of hyping the crap out of this guy. 40 times he was given the death sentence. They tried to hang him, the chains simply broke off. They tried to skewer him, the spears simply snapped. This man alone sunk 9 mammoth prison ships. Now there's a couple of comments from him that make me think that he doesn't read the news, because he mentions Whitebeard. He's like, oh, Whitebeard did it again. I'm like, he's dead. And then he's talking about Joker as if he were still, capable of providing him with artificial devil fruits so that he can start his war. But whatever, this is a game changer, guys. Because it's one thing for the Straw Hats and the Heart Pirates to come up with a strategy and a plan to go to Kaido's island and try to challenge him there versus Kaido going all over the New World, no fucks given, and taking down anything that crosses his path. It's crazy, and I love it. I don't know what's going to happen with Kid, Apu, and Hawkins. Rogue, you got lucky this chapter. Amazing, surprising chapter. I was not expecting this at all. It was a very, very nice surprise. Thank you so much for watching. Like the review if you did. I appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel. Comment down below. You know the drill. Thank you, guys. Bye.